I'm always very excited to visit Maphelane, set in the Isimangaliso wetland park. Maphelane must be under my top 10 fishing destinations, as well as just pure fantastic scenery. For many years we used to come here 4 or 5 times a year and almost never left disappointed. The northeaster pumped yesterday, it's already blowing this morning. I took a walk down Crayfish Bay, about 1.5, gets to close to 2 k's if you come past, and we need to wait for the tide to drop. The sea is actually very big, so I might get over right here, and then hopefully if the tide drops we can get out a bit on Crayfish Reef to get into the back on that side. I'm going to use the Saltus Grinder Elite 15 foot just to get distance, and I'm using my Saltus 8000 with 48 pound Cobra braid, and I'll just fish it to a 4.0 ring soy, little chocker, red eye, chocker prawn baits, put it on the back and see what we can lure in. There was just some chasers down there on the reef, we can't get there yet. Looks like GTs. If you hook one of them they'll probably cut you off there, so it's a horrible little place there to get to, but they'll be in front of this reef. As soon as the tide drops they'll go over, and that's where we're going to fish. So let's get going. See, it's on its head, so I'm fishing a 7-ounce grapnel. Clip it in this one. Now I'll put a bit further, I'll go a bit further out. There's a big bank there in the distance. It's very big, the water. Swells are coming through. There was a thunderstorm last night, so I think that plays a role. But I'll go put it there in the back and see if we can lure in something there. This gave me carrots there, immediately pulled me into the bricks. Lovely, lovely little yellow belly. There's fish. Let's go release this. That's why it's so important when you're fishing these areas with reef to fish a much lighter sinker line. I'm using a 0.60 Kingfisher and my hook snoot is a 0.70. You can even go to a 0.50 or a 0.55. That will be perfect. The reason I'm using a 0.60 is because I'm using a 7-ounce sinker. I'm going to switch to a 6-ounce. I can't use a sinker per fish, I didn't bring that many sinkers. And another way to ensure your sinker breaks off is to make a knot, just a plain grainy knot. I'll show you guys now. You just take your sinker, make it one loop, grainy knot, like that. You take it down, your sinker doesn't fall. Take it down to your sinker. There we go. You just pull it tight there and that's where it will break. almost 17 years.
Yeah.
I've met Lawrence here at Maphelane every time we come here. And he came next to me. He said this morning, yo, the water doesn't feel right. And I said, no, we'll get a fish. But look at this lovely speckled snapper, which I haven't seen in a while in Maphelane. I haven't been here so often, but it's nice to see them coming back. We get them at Vital, we get them at Sodwana a lot. And a really good size, I would say. 3.5, maybe 4 kilos on a prawn chocker. And it wasn't 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Spot on. Nice bait. Lawrence tied a real neat little bait.
Thanks, Andre.
There we go. Well done. We're going to move now. It's pushing over crayfish now. We're going to move back halfway to the bay. There's a nice hole there. And on the push, see what we can scratch out there. Alright, we had a couple of throws here quickly at this spot. A lot of weed. Really frustrating. Obviously with the tide pushing over here, it's got to suction out that nice gap there. But it's just too much, and all the weed you get stuck in. So we're going to move back, see maybe later this afternoon or tonight what we can do. In the evening the weather turned quite bad, and we were better off spending some time in the camp. Absolutely fantastic morning at Maphelane. Obviously it's the morning we're packing up and we're leaving after 4 or 5 days of horrible weather, and that's how it works. Fishing was dismal really. We didn't get much fish, but that's the chance you take when you're fishing over the full moon spring, that it can come with a lot of bad weather, but it can also be very, very productive. It's a pity I can't extend the trip, but I'm definitely coming back here because now it's a challenge. The way I remember this place is there's a lot of options, a lot of fish you can catch. Obviously the estuary being closed plays a big role in the fish moving in and out here. There's been some there was one sighting of a big tiger shark, probably too big to handle on the rod, but nothing's too big to try, in the bay here that came in, and then big Zambezi sharks that came in and out, obviously looking for the estuary that's currently closed because they're going there to breed, which is quite sad. The bay is washed out nice and deep. The sunset's actually beautiful in the back, and because the fish has been coming into the bay, it's a very nice big opening. I just put a nice big shark bait on a slide for a shark, and now I'm going to just put a throw trace on the grinder elite to lure in maybe a flatty or something else. There was just a chase in the bay, so I've also got the spinning rod here. I'll throw a popper or two. There was kingies yesterday, but small kingies, and we'll see if we can lure one of them. And that's the options you have, you know, when you fish here. Unfortunately you have to put in the hours when you get here, 12-hour sessions, so you can see the pattern with the tides. When are the fish coming in? Especially when you fish the bay and stuff. When you go down to the ledges and the edible spots, you fish 3-4 hours before low, and you fish that pulling tide and the turn of the tide and a little bit of the push, but it's normally more productive when it pulls back. On my slide rod, that's the Saltus 14'3" with the new Saltiga 50, and always excited to hook a fish on that reel because it's phenomenal what they've done with that. The engineering, the smooth drag, and just everything, and the casting is even better. You all know that Saltiga was one of the better casting reels for distance. This one tops it, and a couple of guys have confirmed that. I thought it was just me or my imagination, because it's a new rule, you know, you can play with your head, but it's not at all. It's really up there. And then obviously my Saltus 8000 fitted on the Grinder Elite with 48-pound Cobra braid, and I'm just busy tying a leader here using the FG knot, the fine grain knot. And on here, on this, I'll probably put either octopus or a mackerel. We'll see. Put the octopus, maybe we can lure in a big edible that's swimming out here. But yeah, let's get fishing. Less talking. I'll talk a bit later again when there's action. Now these were one of the trips to Maphelane that didn't quite turn out the way we expected, but we'll definitely be back.